Well, you know what time it is. It's Millennium County time. It's also 25 after 9 at night. That's all right, though. So, welcome to episode 62. And I'm going to be talking about some major changes I've made on my layout. Just in one area, but it's still a pretty major change. So stay tuned a minute and I'll reposition the camera and we'll go from there. Alright, so I get my ugly mug back in the picture. Well, let's see. I told you in the last video about my coal loader and coal unloader. I have a rotary unloader or dumper or whatever you want to call it. Well, it's a little tougher to position it than I originally thought. So I'm going to give you a little walkthrough on what I did. I had to make some massive changes in that area of the layout. So without any further ado, I'm going to pause the camera for a second, reposition it, and I'll show you what I've got going on. Stick around, I'll be right back. Okay, so there's where the rotary unloader or rotary coal dumper is going. I had to move it back further because I had to clear this bridge for the passenger rail. I got it temporarily out, but they pop it back. I'm not going to hook it up, I'm just going to pop it back in place. But the way I've got it set up, it just barely clears the rotary dumper. And the reason I had to move it back so far is because of the way this track goes. I couldn't have too severe of a curve. You know, I wanted to stay with my 22-inch radius curve, so I changed out this turnout. I put a longer, I think it's a number, I'm not sure, number 9 or something like that, Pico turnout. And I had to cut it way back here and move everything back so that it would be a more gradual bend into the to go to the coal dumper. I'll take this back out a minute. At some point it'll be back in there permanently, but not yet. So you can see, well, let me zoom in maybe a little bit more. But you can see I had to open up this whole tunnel assembly. So all this in here, the original tunnel, what do I do with it? Oh, here it is. The original tunnel portal was a triple wide, which I, manufactured myself, and it went right in there like so. And this was all closed up, so I opened that up, and I'm going to have to make another tunnel portal that's going to be a 4 wide. And I'm probably, I don't know if I'm going to print it out of the plastic or make one out of balsa wood. The balsa wood's easier to work with and it'll be a lot quicker, so I may go that route. Not sure yet. So anyway, the track goes all the way down there. I opened that up. I still got a lot of finishing work to do. I've got to, I'm probably going to plaster the wall and texture it that way. Because as you can see, it's just bare styrofoam right now, so I'm going to texture it and get it all straightened out. Now, the good news is, I already pointed out there, only point over here to the, there you go, what's left of the control panel right here. I can get by with 5 switches, I believe, so I won't have to add any extra switches. And I actually don't even really need 5 probably, but I'm going to have one switch to control the turnout, both fore and aft for the coal unloader. One turnout for this switch and that switch. I don't know if you can, well, I can't really see any of that, can I? Let me zoom back out again. Not real good. There we go. Yeah, this one right here and this one right here where this coal car is, those can work simultaneously because you can't really do one without the other anyway. So that's a switch up top here for the passenger rail, switch for the coal unloader, a switch for this track, and another switch for this one here and this one back here. I don't know if you can see that. I can't really see what I'm pointing at because I can't see the viewfinder while I'm doing this, but so in reality I could probably get by with 4 switches, which would be cool, so I can eliminate one. Besides that, when I get the coal loader up, I've got these right here, and they're push button switches, momentary out. I bought 2 of them. I just got them in today. I'm going to mount those on the control panel too, along with a servo controller that will control the coal loader. So I won't have to actually, you know, touch anything, or not. It'll all be remotely controlled, you know, wired controlled from the upper level where it's going to be mounted. Seems like a simple way to do it, so we're going to go with that route. So anyway, I got a lot of finishing work in here to do, and I still have to pull the rotary dumper back out. I have to open up the bottom of it, and I also have to open up underneath the bench work and build a chute underneath, or something to contain the coal so I can reuse it, just, you know, like a pan or something I can slide out and then use it to refill the loader. So I've got to do that, and of course I've got to add more foam underneath the track here. You see that? Yeah, a little bit. And the same thing with back there. I've got a small, it's actually supposed to be a bridge, but I think I'm going to use it as a, yeah, I don't know, just like a track elevation device, whatever. Not quite sure 100% on that yet, but that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to shut the camera off a minute, and I'll go around to the other side of the layout, and I'll show you what the other side looks like. So hang on just a second. Okay, I'm back, and I'm holding the camera instead of using the tripod, so if I'm a little shaky, just kind of bear with me. Now this is the other side, and I had to, you know, rip this part of the wall off too, along with the, I'm going to have to make another custom portal on this side too. It's also 4 wide, but as you can see, maybe a little bit here, I added a turnout right here, right there. And that'll work in conjunction with the one on the other side, so that when one switches over to the siding, the other one will automatically switch over to the siding as well, and vice versa. So like I said, I've got to close up all this stuff when I get it done and make new portals. It's a bit of a mess right now. Like I said, I consider this kind of a major undertaking. Let me pause the camera again. I'll get back in position and we'll pick this up where we left off. And here's a shot of the major mess I've got going. I mean, it is a complete disaster. I got stuff everywhere. I mean, you know, you gotta crack a few eggs, I guess, to make an omelet, right? But, I mean, there's literally stuff everywhere. I mean, pan over slowly. I mean, I literally got, the whole place is crowded up. But, you know, it is what it is. But, that's the price of progress, I guess. So, that's about all I really got for the update. Hopefully I'll have another one in a week or two, maybe sooner. Well, I don't know. I don't think it'll be any sooner than a week, but I got so much to do. Mostly I'm waiting on stuff. I mean, I'm getting things in slowly. I ordered a new soldering iron workstation, and at first I didn't think I was even going to get it, because I thought it might be a scam because it was so inexpensive. I got it from China, but apparently it's due in either tomorrow or Wednesday. It's already in the States. So hopefully I'll get that, and that'll make a big difference too, because my soldering iron's about shot. I mean, I've used it that much. So it'll be nice to have, you know, a really nice soldering station. I'll show it to you when I get it, if I get it. And you know, I only paid $11 for it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird. And I took a chance, but I figured, hey, $11, you know, what the heck, right? So we'll see what happens. But I'm waiting on that. Still waiting on the servo motors. They should be in any day now. They're also coming from China. The servo controller switch, that should be coming too. All this stuff it's probably all going to hit on the same day, because a lot of the stuff was ordered the same day. So we'll see what happens, but I may have to buy more wire too, I think. I'm not sure yet. And here's another thing I was looking at. Now, I guess in some ways I'm not really all that brilliant. But let me move over here where you can see me a little bit. Zoomed out there. I hate these glasses. Anyway, well, you know what? Let me grab it real quick. Hang on just a second. This is my coal car that I bought. It's really nice. It was an Acura, like I originally said. I thought they came with a rotary coupler on them. They don't. Apparently nobody's does. But the good news is it's the right height and it works perfectly for the rotary dumper, so I don't have any problems with the cams clearing or anything like that. So it was a height issue. Anyway, this is a really nice car. It's very heavy too. It's plastic, but it almost feels like it has a look and feel of metal. It was $40. I plan on getting a few more of them. I get different road numbers for them. But anyway, I did a little research today because I got to get some rotary couplers for this. Well, turns out there's a company that used to make them called Sargent's. That was back in like 2005. Well, that doesn't do me any good because here we are. It's almost 2020. He quit making them a few years ago, I guess, and that's it. Nobody else makes them as far as I could tell. I did see I found a few videos where guys were making them themselves, and I looked at it and it looks like it's easy enough to do. I mean, it's not real easy, but it's kind of very simple. And I could use my existing Katie 118s with some slight modification. I could actually make rotary couplers out of them. So I've got to get some brass tubing and stuff. I'm not going to go into great detail on it. If I get one that works, I'll show you how I did it. So anybody that's got any kind of a rotary dumper, or you need to dump a coal car or whatever, a pulp car or something, you can make these things yourself. It looks relatively easy. And it takes a little bit of work, but for the most part, it looks like there's two different designs I saw, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with yet. One's a little more complicated than the other, but I think either one would work simply. So I'll have to look at it and, make some determinations on what I think will work best. And of course, these are 360-degree turning couplers. Of course, the only problem is they don't move side to side anymore, which isn't a problem. I read, I don't know how true it is, but the guy that originally Gansel or whatever his name is, I don't remember, but the guy that was making them, he said that you have to use a 22-degree radius track as for a minimum. He says it really doesn't work too well if you have a shorter radius, which kind of makes sense because there's no sideways swinging motion on them. And of course, for those who don't know, and I didn't either until now, on your coal car, you want to use them on one side. And you hook them together so there's, you can still turn it. And I guess you would use the rotating coupler going to the engine, the loco, and then the other rotating coupler going to the back of the fixed coupler, and so on and so on and so on. So I plan on having probably 4, maybe possibly 6 coal cars, depending on how much room I have on my layout to run them all at the same time. So I'm going to have to make that many couplers. But like I said, it seems easy enough, and when I figure out which one I want to do and to make sure that it works, I'll do a video on it so y'all know how to do it, because it's important. The only other way you can do it is to uncouple each car and dump it separately from the rest of the train, which, you know, is okay, but, you know, it's obviously not prototypical, and it's certainly not realistic looking. So, I tell you, I gotta be honest with you, okay? I thought this would be a lot easier than it would be. You know, 'cause I thought, oh, cold loader, that should be easy. Cold loader, that should be, and none of it's really all that easy. It's not impossible, and it's not totally difficult, but it's not something you can do in an hour. So there's a lot of little things you have to factor in, you know. And I said, I've been watching a lot of videos. Other people have done this stuff before, so I won't be the first. But I'll definitely be among the few that's done it. So, you guys want to do this on your layouts, pay attention. So, because hopefully I'll be able to show you how, or maybe I can find a shortcut or an easier way than what I've already seen, but I might be able to save you a few steps, who knows. So that's the plan for that, and I'm going to start working on that pretty soon. And once again, I got to buy some parts again. I need some brass tubing for the one style, and I don't really think I need anything other than a drill bit and a plastic pin for the second style, but I'll have to wait and see, and like I said, see which ones. And these are going to be for the AccuRail cars, which are probably about the same as the Walthers cars, and I don't know if any others. I mean, I'm not going to say that this can be done in every brand, because I don't know. Because some brands have their own style of coupler boxes, and that's really where it makes a big difference. So anyway, we'll get to that at some point soon, hopefully. I'd like to have this thing operational by probably the end of January, hopefully. Although who knows, you know, because sometimes it's slow going. But we'll see what happens. Another news, still going slow on the subs. I think I'm still up to 152. I need some more. But I finally decided how I'm going to do this, or at least to some degree. I had a bunch of train stuff that I was going to put up on eBay and sell. Some of it's new, some of it's used. Gently used. But I decided, you know what? Why go through all that trouble to try and sell something on eBay when I could just give it away? So I told you before I was going to do a goodie box. Well, that's what I'm going to do. And in this goodie box, I'm going to have some passenger cars. I'm not going to go into great detail, so you just have to take my word for it that they're going to be nice. Okay? Just a whole bunch. There's a couple of structure, well, not really structure kits, but I bought some curved, like, bridges, and I couldn't use them. There's one still in the package, so I'll throw that in there. I've got some Pico turnout motors, the ones that go onto the track. I'll throw them brand new in a package. Throw them in there. I'm gonna do up some of my, my famous trees. Here's one right here. I bought 20 of them. I'm probably gonna maybe throw in maybe 6 or 12. I'm not sure yet. Into the goodie box. And of course, I am going to do, if you guys are interested in it. Of course, all that stuff I'm putting in the box is HO. So that's. I mean, I know it kind of sucks, but if you're an end scaler, well, I don't know what to tell you. You won't be able to use the stuff. But maybe you could sell it, or, somebody needs it. Maybe you could trade them out for some ends. I don't know, something. Now, the only thing I am going to do, I'll go either way, and it's something you'll have to wait for. But I'll put it in the box, but I'll have to make it first, and that's the custom box car. And I'll do that in either N or HO scale, up to you. Or I may just do them both and put the HO scale in the goodie box and the N scale by itself. And maybe with some trees, because the trees don't really have a scale. You can use these trees on an N scale layout. They would just be, like big trees, which would be cool. So I could do that. And I mean, short of that, right? And even the Pico motors, I mean, I could go either way on that one too, because they'll work on any scale. I probably got a few thousand. I've got some, they're brand new in the package too, the plaster cloth from Woodland Scenics. I think I got 4 of those, I think. So those can go either way too. So really, you know, if you're an HO guy, you're going to get more stuff. But if you're an end scaler, you'll still get a lot of stuff. So like I said, we'll decide who wins, and that's because there's only going to be one drawing. I can't afford to do 2. And as far as the boxcar goes, I'm going to leave it up to the winner to decide what they want on their boxcar. Like I said, I'd be more than happy to do a breast awareness car for all you perverts out there. No, not really, but I would do one if you're interested in it. And you know, if you want to customize it any way you want, you let me know, and if I could pull it off, I'll build it for you, and that'll be part of your prize. Or if there's something else you want to be decorated on the boxcar, you let me know, and if like I said, if I can do it, it's done, and it doesn't matter whether it's HO or N-scale. I can do either one. So that's the plan for that, but I gotta get to 200 subs first. And I tell you, sometimes I don't understand, because I'm not knocking anybody's sites, but I've seen some pretty iffy sites out there, and they've got like 500-600 subs, you know. And I'm thinking, how do they do this? So maybe it's just luck of the draw. Maybe they know more people than I do. I don't know. But I got to get to 200, and I need 48 more to do it. So hopefully by New Year's or shortly thereafter, I can see that 200 sub rate, and we can get this giveaway going. Let's see, what else is that about it? Well, that covers that. I don't really think there's too much else I can do. So anyway, I probably won't be doing any running of trains for probably the rest of the month, because it's such a mess in here right now. It would just be a disaster. And I was watching Wilmer. His I think he's at 68 now or something like that. I'm not sure, but his question of the week was, do you plan on decorating your layout for Christmas? Well, you know, I was really kicking it around, and of course then I went ahead and did this. But had I not done that, I was going to really seriously kick around, maybe doing LED lights on one of the train cars, you know, one of the engines and a couple of the cars, and you know, like a Christmas theme, red and green, and to make it look like, you know, there was Christmas lights on the car. And it would have been easy enough to do. It would have taken some time, and I really didn't have the time to do it. But next year I'm going to, you watch. So that was my plan. So, but this year it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, and you know, I've had another of my friends, why don't you know, put some snow scene? I said, nah. I said, you know, that's a major job. I said, you're talking about changing a good portion of layout to make winter scenes, and I don't want to go there. So then you're kind of stuck with it, really, or you can undo it and go back to the, you know, the regular summer scene. I said, no, I'm not doing that. Tempting as it was, no, not going to happen. Like I said, I almost wished I'd have done 2 levels, because I could have had like a winter level and a summer level. That would have been cool, huh? But didn't happen. Not doing it now. Too much work. Very expensive. And I'm not tearing down what I've already got. It's bad enough that I do these little modifications, which are not little, really. But, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, that's I think that's all I got going for now. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm sure you'll hear from me before then anyway, but just in case you don't, Merry Christmas. To all my train friends and anybody's watching these videos. And thanks again for watching and putting up with my crazy antics. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I need the numbers. And remember, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for fun, but, you know. And I really want to do this giveaway because I love giving away things probably as much as you guys like getting giveaways. So, hey, you know. after the 200, then it's going to go up exponentially each time. After the 200, then the next prize giveaway will be at 500. The next one after that'll be 1,000, and then 2,000, and, you know, so it's going to get, you know, bigger gap between them. But let's concentrate on 200 first and go from there. All right, so I think that's about all I got that I can think of. So, see you soon. And thanks for watching, guys. And Merry Christmas once again. Bye.